love and light. It's your guy Professor Oak coming through with a dose of that good, yo. Can you dig? Yeah, you already know what's up. When I'm here, I'm around like a circle everywhere like broken glass. Check the dash, yeah. Anyway, anyhow, let's get down to this round. So what I want to speak about today, this is real imperative, man. I think the Creator, every single day that I have uplifted myself and given me the power within to do so, is depression. God damn. I know y'all know what that talk about, man. Now let me tell you how deep depression can go, man. Like for real, and you can be, and this is for those that go through the hardships, that don't want to complain, that go through all that bullshit but don't want to go, you know, don't got a shoulder to lean on, don't want a shoulder to lean on, because y'all already know those shoulders may be on a fragile foundation, or that shoulder may also have an ear and a rapid mouth that you just don't want your business and your emotions to be spread everywhere. You dig? So this is for those who keep it to themselves and that's always trying to go over the hurdle by themselves, all right? So when you're in this depression, right, one can be so, how can I say, so enwrapped, right? Because you gotta realize happiness, true happiness, always starts within. If you notice anyone that's depressed, from outside looking in, you can see everything of what they should be happy for. They have things that you may even be envious of, but look at that, they're still in this sad state. And you're wondering like, yo man, you got this, you got that. So that's just one key that I want to point out, that happiness really truly starts from within. If you can make yourself internally happy, trust me, everything externally will just fall into place. It has no choice. It starts with within and then it goes without. That's one. But when you're so deep in it, now that's from outside looking in. Now from inside looking out, and for the ones that's experiencing this, when you're so deep in it, you don't give a fuck about what's going on outside. You barely give a fuck about what's going on inside, and this is the problem. What's going on? You've been trying to figure out how and what to do, etc., so forth, blah blah blah. I don't even want to get into it because everyone enters depression in a different way, but it all still feels the same. The only thing that differs is how intense is that person feeling it. Some people can get way low, way low. You know what I mean? There's no depths to how deep you can go in depression. There really isn't. But one thing I do know for sure is that when one can be depressed for so long, this is how amazing the human mind is. It can adapt. And you can get a sense of comfort because you've been in it so long and you're used to it, that look at this person, they can start cracking a smile and they'll be all right. But even now, it's interesting. It's like a trick because they got so used to being in their situation that they found a way to smile through the pain. But they still are depressed. They still never alleviated themselves out of it. You dig? So how can one alleviate themselves out of it? That's a question I'm sure all depressed people would love to ask and to love to get an answer. All I can sit here and say is, me being part of a person who jumped out of that ship and onto the ship of happiness, number one, you gotta do something different. Everyone has an inner creator inside of them that's yearning to express itself. Go and create, go and shine your light. Because as you let your light shine, you unconsciously give us permission to do the same. The reason why a lot of us go into this depressed state is because they're not living the life that they want to live. Like everyone has an innate feeling of living, a certain way of living, a different light to shine. But if someone told you to live this light and it sounded good, and now you're in it, but you're just not shining right, then that's how you know this ain't yours. It has nothing to do with your personal light, what God gave you to shine to help and alleviate all other people. So how can you shine your own light? You gotta go within. And once you go within and you start to see what you have to do, because again, once you go into a depressed state, you want somebody to pick you up out of it. You know what I mean? You may not ask for it. You may not, but everyone wants company. Everybody wants to be, you know what I mean? It's like that misery wants company thing. But in order for a depressed person to get out of that depressed state, they have to stand up on their own. You know what I mean? You learn more from the wound, not the spoon. But unfortunately, a lot of people can't get up from the wound. You know, they turn a bad day into a bad life. And that's not what this is about. The Creator don't want you playing small, kid. It's time for you to stand up and shine your light authentically, arrogantly, and unapologetically. So now you're down. You're feeling down, you don't know how to get out, you don't know what to do, etc. and so forth. How can one alleviate? How can one uplift one another? How can one uplift themselves? You got to say, fuck everything and everybody and do you. You understand? You gotta go in and do you. A lot of depression starts because it's either we're caring about outside, you know what I mean? Once you're so focused on outside, everything that's inside is being ignored, it's not being taken care of. And you gotta realize it has a limit, man. Everything has a limit. You are an unlimited being, but you're animating a limited experience. So being that you're animating a limited experience, the things that are on this planet are limited, meaning that they have an expiration date. So if you're not taking care of inside and you're focused on outside, the inside ain't being taken care of, it's deteriorating, it's rotten, it's not being cared for, it needs attention, and you're so focused on externally looking out instead of internally looking in. So if you are feeling it, this is for all my people who's been in that depressed state, pray. Go to God. Don't go to anyone else's, go to God. You pray alone. That all oneness, go alone. Go in your room, whatever so have you, and pray. Speak to him genuinely, speak to her genuinely. The Creator has a beautiful blessing waiting for you. It yearns for your intimate connection. But you have to seek it, because it's there. It's waiting for you. But you gotta go in. If you're not going in, what are we doing? Everything out here ain't real. The only thing that's real is you and what you do with it. And that's all the message I wanted to give out there, man. I don't know what people thought this message was gonna be. I can't sit there and tell you and pat you on the shoulder, pat you on the back, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be all right. You may have to feel a little pain. This is why it's called life, not paradise, man. You might have to feel a little pain. But that don't mean it's over. That don't mean you give up. This is just the beginning. And being that you're going through your depressed state, that means you haven't given up. Peace, love, and light, man. Keep on fighting, keep on igniting. You dig? Yeah.